Welcome back. It's time now for our DEA Tip of the Week. Now, last week, the Drug Enforcement Administration gave us some suggested New Year's resolutions, including talking to your loved ones about the importance of living drug-free. Now, here to talk about a lot of resources parents can use when talking maybe to their kids is Carlos Briano, the Public Information Officer for DEA's El Paso Division. Carlos, welcome back.
Thank you, Ian.
So, again, last week we talked about New Year's resolutions and talking to your loved ones and making sure that everybody's on the same page going into the new year. But one of those most vulnerable groups that maybe needs talking to all the time are our children.
Right.
Right, and how important they are in this whole fight. You've brought some resources for us to say. I'm going to pick this up.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't ruin the shot. But you've brought some resources. This is Growing Up Drug Free. You can find this on the DEA's website, right?
Yeah, if you go to actually getsmartaboutdrugs.com/publications, this is one of the publications that's there. A bunch of other publications, but this one's really particular, gives you tips on how to talk to your loved one. You asked me last week, that's easier said than done.
Yes.
And I mentioned the app that you can download, but this was one of the publications that I mentioned, and it's free. You can download it in English or in Spanish.
So, drugs for kids. Not for kids, but kids doing drugs. Is that a real serious issue here in the United States, more so than maybe people think?
Absolutely, and it also talks about tobacco and alcohol, which is something that
some people overlook.
Parents, we don't want our children to use those substances. So it's going to show all the different substances that are out there, what some of the things that young people may gravitate to, but more importantly, how do I broach this subject with my loved one?
Right. You know, one of the interesting things about this book has got a lot of really good questions, almost like an FAQ almost here in the beginning. One of those questions that's really stood out to me just here is something that not a lot of people think about. It's, are my kids going to think I'm too strict if I tell them, hey, you can't go out and drink tonight with your friends?
Right.
Hey, don't go out and smoke marijuana with your friends tonight. No, you can't have that cigarette. You know, talk to me about that.
Well, I want to flip that.
Okay.
We did a survey in conjunction with Doña Ana Coalition, which is a county in New Mexico, and we surveyed high school kids. And we asked them, do you want your parents to talk to you about these subjects? 3 out of 4 said, absolutely.
Wow.
They're the #1 influence in my life. That is empowerment for parents. They think, my kid doesn't want me to talk about these things, but they do.
It can be an awkward subject.
It's not going to be easy, and it talks about don't expect it to be smooth and easy. When I spoke to my loved ones, I have children who are 25 and 23. When I broached these subjects, it wasn't hard, but it was important. I had to put into practice what I preach.
Hey, Carlos Briano, thank you very much for coming in again today on this Thursday. This is Growing Up Drug Free. You can find it for free. The website one more time.
It's getsmartaboutdrugs.com/publications.
Getsmartaboutdrugs.gov. All right, we'll be right back after this.